Hi, welcome back to Fkinto. My name is Jay. Today I'm going to talk about SharePoint Event Receiver. Let's see the agenda for today. Today we'll talk about what is Event Receiver, types of Event Receivers, and in the end we construct and deploying them. Okay, let's get the definition right so that we understand the concept correctly. What is an event? Event could be any action performed by a system or a user on SharePoint items. The SharePoint items could be a web or a list item. What is event receiver? Code that receives or executes when such event or action performed. Types of event receivers. We can classify it as a before or after. For example, when a list item is created, the item is already created, that is after. When the list item is creating, which the item is not created but it's in the process of creating, that's called a before event. And we can cancel the before item events if we want in our event receivers. Now let's go to the project and start developing an event receiver. Okay, let's start with the event receivers project. I'm going to Visual Studio and opening a new project. I'm selecting SharePoint 2013 empty project. Let me name this as SP training and event receiver, making it as a short, and select as a form solution for now. And we have a project SP training event receiver, and here we are adding a new item. And for today's class, and our interest is on event receiver, let me select event receiver and let me change the name to event receiver hero banner. I'll explain later why I named my event receiver to be event receiver hero banner. Okay, now this is the interesting part here. We have, if we see there, we have list events, list items. If I zoom it further, so if I zoom it, we have list events, list item events, list email events, web events, and list workflow events. Based on the selection of each type, we get a different type of events that we can handle or we can receive. If we see when the list, for the list events, we can write a custom code when the field was added or being added, or field was removed or being removed. There are like a bunch of actions we can do based on this. And when you select a list item events, you have different type of receivers or handles which you can execute your custom code based on the selection. It could be an item is added or item updated, deleted. So there are a bunch of items here. Okay, for now, for this instance, let's choose list item events, and I want to have a event receiver on my list, which is a hero banner which I already created. And to get that, let me select custom list here, and I want execute code whenever there is an item added. So an item was added, that means item is already in the list. Now I want to execute my custom code. Let me finish that. If you see, as I named my event receiver as event receiver hero banner, it is inheriting sp item event receiver. As I selected only one method, like a one event receiver, which is an item event item added, and this is the default behavior which happens. And if you want to see the further, I mean, if you change your mind, you want to perform a different handles or different receivers, you select that and click your properties. Then you see a different set of events what you can perform on a list item. Right now we are just only list added, that's why it is true here. The rest are false. Okay, now what is the plan here? What are we going to really execute after the item is added? Let me show you the list. This is my custom list, which is called hero banner, and whenever there is an item added, we have a column caption, and I want to update this, make this sentence as title case. That means every letter of the word to capital case. And before I code further, I want to clean up few things, but that's not really part of event receiver, but it's a good, like a best practices. This feature one, instead of feature one, let's name it as a event receivers or hero banner event receiver. And the scope is, now it's for a specific website. That's totally good. And I want to just change this one also. Hero banner receiver, and it's supposed to be event receiver. That's totally good. As long as your code is in a maintainable state, then it will help the administrator as well as the next developer to understand what you have done. Now, if you remember, I said I will tell the reason why I named my event receiver as event receiver hero banner, because I want to execute this particular event handlers on only one list. If we go and see the elements.xml, this is the elements.xml. Let's go and check. And it is actually targeting list template ID is equal to 100, which means that it's going to execute this event on every custom list. But that's not I'm really targeting. What I want to execute is only on one list that's named as hero banner. So to change that, let's change here list URL and list slash, to get the name right, go to your list, and this is my list name. I copy pasted. Now the event receiver will execute only on this list items. But what items am I targeting? For the beginning, you go and see, I'm just acting or executing the custom code on only in this event item added. What am I going to perform? I'm going to change this captions, whenever created, I want to make it as capital case, something like this. This is interesting. Whatever I type, it's going to convert into a title case. Instead of typing all the code, what I did is I got a small function which is here. I'm going to copy paste in the interest of time. I'll just do some formatting. This is good. Now, so what is this function doing? It is receiving a message and converting to title case. That's what it does. Text info is the class objective I'm creating and using that text info object to convert to title case. Okay, now this is just a helper function. We haven't done anything with our event receiver yet. Let's go here. To access our list item, we can access using the properties argument, which we have it in the item added event. We should know the column name, as I know it's a title, but anyway, let's go and confirm that. This is the caption I want to change. Let's go to settings and see what is the field name of this. Field name of the caption is title. So I need to use that internal column. Remember, you cannot use the display name, whatever you see. So equal to, I want to convert this into string and pass it to this get title case. Convert to string. And then to keep it simple, maybe I'll create a variable so that it's easy to understand. Caption equal to this and get title case of caption. And this is where our logic is. We just bring the existing caption. This is what we do in the first step, and the next step we assign with the after converting to title case. This function helps us doing that, and we are done with the job, whatever we want to do. And after that, we should update the list item. That's when the real changes reflect. Awesome. Now let's deploy this and check if it is happening, whatever we coded for. Rebuild, just in case to see that any errors. No errors, all succeeded, and deploy it. After you deploy, go to your list, which is a hero banner. That's what we are targeting. Come to the hero banner and create an item. For this test case, our main concern is the caption, so just give us, we are testing here, and For now, ignore about these other fields. Image display order is active. Just save it and roll it down. Awesome. Now we get to see that we are testing here. It converted all the titles into title case. And can I do the same for existing items? I'm editing it. Edited. Save. And I have done this, edit on this, but it didn't reflect. The reason is because we have only event for items added. If we target for items updated, even this caption will change to title case. So let's go and do even that one, so it will be complete. To add further events, like I said, select this one and go to the properties, and we already have item added. Now I want another handle for item updated. If we go further down, you have it here, updated. Double click this. Can we refactor this code instead of retyping all? Change caption to title case. So what we did is we just extracted all the code which was in item added into another method called change caption to title case, and copy that. Before we do that, we just want to bring this item added to the base to the method, because that we can't keep it in a common function. So we can do the same for item updated. So we are calling the common function change capital case, and now let's redeploy our code. Whenever it does redeploy, so it's going to recycle the apple, so it might take a little while. That's where it is taking a bit of time to reload the page. Okay, let's edit the first item. Edited. Awesome. Now this is change. It is mobile ready. Touch swipe edited. So I change it to capital case. So it's all good now. Okay, so far we have done coding for events, for like after events, because these events raise when the items are added or updated. If we want to control even before the item is being added or being updated, we have a different events to handle them. Let's work on them as well. Okay, let's check item adding. So this event, it helps us, if we have any business logic to check or anything to validate, we can do at this level, so that the item is not added yet, but we can check if we want to avoid this item to be added. Okay, let's start coding on this now. Okay, now what we are going to validate is we want to limit the caption maybe to a length of 10 characters, or let's say 15 characters. If the end user whoever adds the list items to a hero banner adds more than 15 characters, we want to raise, I mean, we could handle in different ways. Either we can truncate and take the 15 characters, or take we can error out telling to the user they can't add it. If you want to truncate, you can even do that in item added, so that it's like no harm. You can just do at this level, like truncating it. But in this instance, as we are working on item adding, I want to focus on item adding, and I want to avoid the item entry into the list. Okay, for that, var caption equal to properties dot after properties of title dot toString if caption dot trim, maybe let's not even check the trim, length greater than 15, else okay, it's done. Now let's deploy it. Before we deploy, I want to reiterate what we did here. If the caption is having more than 15 characters, we are setting a status to cancel with error and setting the error message and deploy. And home banner, I'm entering just randomly this, copy pasting, so that this sentence sure has more than 15 characters. As you see, it has an error message. Invalid caption should be less than 15 characters, which is this. This could be like maybe a bit primitive because it's throwing a popular yellow screen. User might think that it's like a application exception which wasn't handled properly, but it is just a basic step. The point here I want to focus is that we can avoid adding the list item, and let's go and see if it's added or not. So there is no other list item with more than 15, and let's add something less than 15. I didn't really measure this, but I'm guessing it should be, oh, even this is not. Okay, let me do this. This is less 15, this is working. But whereas if there is a new item with a caption of more than 15 characters, it's erroring out, and that's the business logic. But this is not the only way to handle this situation. You can even use another option with cancel redirect URL, and you can give the URL here, redirect URL, where you can create a new page, application page, and give that application page path here. If you want to handle, you can do that way as well. But for now, I'm not covering that part. I'm leaving that as an exercise for you. Okay, thank you.